Hello guys and welcome back to Let's Play Banjo-Tooie. This is part 3 and we haven't gotten diddly squat done. But here we are introduced to the level unlock of this game. We have a moving jigsaw puzzle that we need to complete, and Master Jiggy Wiggy will tell us the controls, but I already know them and he's wasting my time. We get 100 seconds to complete it. Basically all we gotta do is go through and fill it in however best we think it fits, and it's not gonna work there, which means it must go there. Anyway, it does make it a bit more complicated and a bit more challenging than opening levels in the first game, but it's still not that bad. They give you plenty of time. But of course, I'm sure you can figure out that as you unlock later levels, it gets harder. But we have completed challenge 1, so he will open up the first level for us using the giant crystal jiggy. As you can see, it's starting to glow and shake the whole building and sends out a powerful death ray. No, it's not a death ray. It will just blast the door off the entrance to the first level. And that first level would actually be right next to his temple. In fact, it's right there. Anytime you see those little gold monument things with the jiggy on it, that is the entrance to a level. And it will tell you how many jiggies you need in order to open it. But that is the first level. We have opened it up. There are a few things that I would like to show first, though. We don't have enough jiggies to attempt the second challenge, but if we go behind him and walk through his wall, we can leave out a back door of the temple and go into a completely useless area with 4 signposts that have nothing interesting to say, and I'm not going to read. But this guy at the bottom of the screen tells me that they are indeed signposts. So yeah, it's just a little secret. It doesn't really do much though. We are going to leave now. We need 4 jiggies to unlock the next level, but I will be getting as many as we possibly can in the first level, as usual. Although in Tooie, each level actually has a lot of jiggies and honeycomb pieces and stuff like that that you can't get without getting stuff from other levels first. Back here we have the first black Jinjo. It is our first Jinjo of all, and we now see it transported back to its house in Jinjo Village. And the black Jinjo house is down in the large area where we came by. If you saw that thing on top of the red Jinjo house, that is called a treble clef, and that is one of the types of notes in this game. It is worth 20 notes. I will get into the note system in just a minute when we go into the first level. But this guy is basically going to explain how the Jinjo system works in this game, which I already talked about in the last video. So we'll be moving on. There's one more thing I'm going to show, and it is right down here. If we walk down here, and you can find the entrance in the backwoods, or the background anyway, there's an entrance here that will take us right back to Jinjo Village, right quick, up by the yellow and I believe white, yeah, the white houses. So that's just a quick little shortcut, but I'm not going to use it right now. We don't need it. There is indeed another, though, passageway through the background, though, that I'm going to also show you guys quick. It is a little bit further down. This one actually comes into importance a little bit later when we get a move much later on in the game, multiple levels away from now. But if we come in here, this giant egg, we will meet Heggy, who is a hen, and she tells us to find eggs for her. And if we find these eggs, she is going to hatch them for us. She has one, but it's up on a shelf and she can't reach it, and we can't do anything about it yet. But if you did see that icon down in the corner, you did see eggs that looked very much like the eggs in Stop and Swap. Although the Stop and Swap system itself did not work, they did put 2 of those eggs into this game, and we do need to go get those eventually to unlock things. But anyway, if we go into the first level, this is Mayahem Temple. It's supposed to sort of be like ancient Maya. Anyway, this is a warp pad. There will be a series of these throughout the level, and you can use them to warp, but you gotta go activate them all first. So we are just going to continue upside the mountain, and notes in this game are in little nests like that are worth 5 notes apiece. We can't get in there yet. We have to be a transformation. This is a Mumbo stand. Mumbo can do things on it if we get him to stand there. And yes, Mumbo does become a playable character, and we will in fact be using him in not that long because we need him to open other areas. But right here, we have our first move to learn. And so these are like the molehills of the last game. They are little like hatches. And this is Drill Sergeant Jam Jars, and he is actually Bottles' brother, and he is going to replace Bottles and teach us much better moves for this game. This game has more and much more useful moves than the last. There are also more, but he's going to just kind of make talk about how Bottles died, and then he is going to actually teach us a move. I'm not quite sure what this one is. Yeah, I'm not sure what this one is. But he says he can teach us advanced techniques that Bottles could not teach us. And we have to get notes to learn moves in this game. So yes, we have to have a certain number of notes to learn a move. But we do have enough notes to learn this first move, and he's going to teach us about aiming eggs. So this is what I was talking about, where we now have a little crosshair if we go into first person view to shoot eggs with. That'll be used actually a lot in this game, and we are going to continue on up because we can't do much else. And sorry if you can hear my dog in the background, he's being a bit of a pain. But we have another warp head here, and Mumbo's hut, and we are actually going to go talk to Mumbo, except we can't actually do anything because there are no Mumbo tokens in this game, but there's something to replace the Mumbo token idea, and it is these things right here. That is a Globo. There are 2 of them in each level. One is used for Mumbo, one is used for another character that we have not met yet. So if we come up here, we will find Mumbo sleeping, and we're going to wake him up, and he is going to ask us to give him a Globo. He has built new skulls all around the Isle of Hags, and this is going to be the introduction to the new Mumbo system. So we are going to give him the 1 Globo we have, and now Mumbo will become a playable character, and we will use him for something very important in a moment. He's not that good of a character. His attacks kind of suck. He has a lot less health than Banjo does. He has a really bad jump, and basically he can't do a lot of moves. But we need him to do things on those Mumbo pads, and this one in particular will raise that golden statue out of the ground. But it is down the hill. Quickly, I'm going to go grab these notes here. There's a lot more to do in the levels of Tooie than there's Kazooie. The levels are larger, And of course there's the Cheeto pages and a lot of intertwining levels. In fact, there will be parts of levels that will lead to parts of other levels. In fact, there is a connection in one of the buildings up by Mumbo's hut that will take us to the 5th level if we have it open. And on this pad, if we press B, Mumbo is going to do a summon spell, and he is going to summon the Golden Goliath. And we're now going to get to play as the Golden Goliath. We can't do a whole lot with him right now, but we do need him to unlock future areas of this level. But we only get to control him for about 75 seconds, I believe it is, because Mumbo's magic isn't that strong. So we need to quickly go open those 2 doors, and I forget which one I need to open second to be the most useful, but we are going to go open this one down here first, which I think is actually the wrong one, and I would be right. Actually, no, we're just going to go through here. So if you hit the B button, you can kick, and it will open this door, and we can walk on through. And in here, we have an area called Jade Snake Grove. Oh, and that's nice. There's actually a Jinjo up here that we can't get yet, but we will get in a minute. And it is in fact the white Jinjo, which makes it the one and only white Jinjo, which means we'll get a Jiggy from it pretty quick. But we do need to be the Golden Goliath to go get that Jiggy right there. So we do have to walk through there and get it. Over here, we have another thing that is blocked, and we can kick that open too. Other than that, we need to quickly go back and kick open the other door, but I don't think we'll make it, so we'll have to do Mumbo's summon spell again. But this area, as you can see with that monster, is also like the Piranha Water of Bubblegoo Swamp. We cannot traverse that area as Banjo-Tooie. And in fact, we do run out of time with the Golden Goliath, and Mumbo will tell us that his magic has run out. We do need to use him quickly again, though, to open the other door. And so we are going to go through a quick little Mumbo summon sequence and awaken the Golden Goliath again. And this will probably be one of the last things we do in this video, because I am indeed running out of time. Up here, actually, as the Golden Goliath, you can go around and kick these things that'll shoot darts at you and break them. Normally you just have to hit the diamond on the top of their eye. Over here, we can only kick in that little part, can't go in there's the Golden Goliath. So that's all we can really do with him. So we must go back over here and transform back into Mumbo, and then take Mumbo back and transform into Banjo. But on the way, I will explain something if it is still there. You might have seen a honeycomb that looked slightly different when we broke that statue, and of course it returned. But that honeycomb had an exclamation mark on it. The honeycombs with exclamation marks, they will run through your health meter, and you need to hit B whenever you want them to stop and fill up. So ideally on full. There's also one like that that has a question mark on it, except it will go around randomly, and you have to try and hit B on the last one. But that is all we can do with Mumbo for this level, and that is really all we can do for this video, because there's not quite enough time to get much of anywhere else. I will try and go get that Jinjo quick though, because if we do, that is the only white Jinjo. I'm surprised we found it so early. Usually he won't come around until the 5th or 6th levels, which I mean I guess is nice because I get an extra Jiggy, theoretically, meaning I wouldn't have to go and get another in this level. But like I said, I'm going to get as much stuff as I can on the first time around. And actually, we're going to have to learn a move to go get the Jinjo, so I won't be able to get it in this video. So I am just going to leave you guys here, and in the next video, we will continue Mayhem Temple and try and get a lot more stuff than we did in this video. Thanks for watching.